So you're writing a blog and you want to make sure that your blog ranks on the first page of Google to help your product or your service get found. Now, if you hustle to write an amazing article, but no one ever finds it, what's the point? I just don't see the point of writing this stupid blog. Blog or not to blog? That is the question. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what the hell long-form content is, why you should be making it, and how to make it. Hang out to the end and I'll give you 2 other ways that you can increase results without creating any new content. Pretty cool. Hey, I'm Clint and I make marketing simple and more fun. Hang out to the end of the video and I'll show you how much I messed up while making it. So why is long-form content better? Well, let me give you some quick numbers. The fact is, longer content gets 72% more links than short-form content, making it ideal to gain new backlinks and increase the domain authority of your website. Also, a high-rise optimization case study showed that long-form content also increased conversion rates by 37%. And a similar study from Crazy Egg showed an increase in conversions by 30%. Furthermore, the Xavier Institute for Gifted Youngsters shows that long-form content promotes the growth of adamantium bone claws by 43%. Okay, that last one was a lie, but long-form content is awesome. Okay, so you're like, how long, how short are we talking here? Well, Quartz editor Kevin Delaney reported that 500 to 800 word articles are the most common. Therefore, if you can cover a topic in under 500 words, it's probably not worth a blog post. All right, so how long is long-form content? Well, the average word count for results on the first page of Google is 1,447 words. Meanwhile, another study found that SERP position results for Google only included content that were 2,000 words or more. This led sites like backlinko.com to suggest content with at least 1,800 words. Damn, that's a lot of words. That's like 1 word for every year for like 2 millennia. Okay, listen, it's easier than you think. Here are the 6 steps to creating awesome long-form content. All right, step number 1 is to create amazing headlines. So apart from having the right keywords, and for more on that, check out my video on keywords here. It's important to remember that certain things work really well for social sharing, like on social media, and then certain things work really well for search findability, so search engines. But there are things that work well for both. So in your headlines, use questions and lists as headings and subheadings. So people go to search engines to have their questions answered. And using the exact questions that people are asking in Google is a great way to make sure that your content is covering a topic that is actually helpful to the people that you're trying to write for. Dear Google, is the mustache really the eyebrows of the lips? Dear Google, is a millipede fast because it has so many legs? Now, this also holds true with social headlines that end with a question mark. There are 23.3% more social shares for headlines that end in a question mark. Lists are fantastic because they give us a relative idea of the length of content and they make us feel like we're getting a complete understanding of that topic. And they drive the reader down the page. I mean, nobody wants to get 5 out of the 7 tips to make your website convert better. Like, why would you stop at the first 5 tips if they're truly helpful? Why would you do that? Why? No, I'm good. 5 tips is enough. Thanks. The second thing you need to do is to keep people on your post by adding value right away. So someone clicked on your content. Awesome. Now you need to keep them there. How do you create content that your readers don't want to leave? Here's the thing. The average time spent on a site for content on the first page of Google is 2.5 minutes. and websites that have a longer time on site tend to rank higher in Google. So if you can increase time on site by as little as 3 seconds, then this can correlate to ranking a position higher in search results. You want your blog post to be like, look at me, don't look at them, keep reading my post, ignore them, keep reading me. By following a few simple practices, you can create a wormhole of value that makes your readers lose track of all time and space. Remember that everything interesting has a problem. If you understand your readers' top questions, then you're already tapping into that tension. Here are the 3 questions that you need to answer right away to add value to your reader. All right, here we go. The first one is, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? Number 2 is, how will you make their life better? And number 3 is, how can they be sure that you know what you're talking about? And number 4 is, will his hair ever look normal? Hey guys, who put that in here? You know I read things right off the teleprompter. The third thing you need to do for your long form content comes down to that question we were just talking about. How can they trust you that you're an expert? And to do that, you need to use the Hilltop algorithm with relevant sources. So a Hilltop hub is a post or article that links to quality and relevant content using outbound links. And this shows people that you've done your homework and that the information is actually true. So then the next question is, how many sources do you actually need? Exactly 208 sources. No, not really. Most content marketers agree that you need at least 3 quality and relevant sources for every piece of content that you produce. Personally, I like to use SparkToro to look up subject matter experts for specific pieces of content. And here are the steps to make sure that your outreach is well received. First, you need to make sure that your LinkedIn page is robust so that when an influencer looks you up, they can tell that you're legit. Hey there, influencer. I'm legit. Do a bit of digging to ensure that they are indeed experts and connected to the topic that you're creating some content around. Also, when you're reaching out to influencers, link to the content that you would like a quote on. Ask for a URL to their website that you would like to give them a backlink to, and also ask for their preferred headshot to include in your blog post. Make sure that the message that you use when you reach out is personalized and that it's like a real human person, and also be short and brief. Dear influencer, please help me write good blog. Love, Clint. All right, here's something that's important that I've learned the hard way. Don't ask them to share on social. Listen, influencer, why don't you share all of my stuff? Because I did give you a backlink and I deserve it, and that's what you should do. So because I did that, you owe me this. Please do this. Like on your next email blast, if you could just let everyone know, that'd be great. Just don't do that. Just tell them that you're gonna let them know when the post goes live in case they would like to share it with their following. Even if they don't, it's still a value add for your blog post. The 4th step for creating long form content is to use compelling visuals to keep people scrolling. A wall of text is intimidating and boring. We crave color, use it. To this day, I will not read a book unless it has pictures. Take that, Mr. Sandusky, my 9th grade teacher. Try to have an image at every scroll depth. Images help to explain information in a more complete way or in a more interesting way. They also summarize a topic or idea and categorize concepts to make them more simple. Use Canva to create beautiful and simple graphics, even if you're not an expert designer. The 5th thing you need to do is to reduce the bounce rate on your blog post. Now, we already talked about adding value right away and adding visuals, but embedding a video on your page will definitely help people stay on your content longer. So all that time that someone spends watching a video on your post counts towards your reader's dwell time. Plus, using video toward the top of your post can also reduce your bounce rate. Hey, I see you trying to read this post below me. Go ahead and just watch this video instead. Watch me, watch me. The next question is, what kind of videos should I use on my blog post? So Videos of any kind are going to add a ton of value to your content. We all digest information differently, and explaining concepts in a written and video format only ensures that you increase the effectiveness of your communication. In fact, studies show that people retain 95% of a message in a video form compared to just 10% when it's reading from text alone. I'm sorry, did you say that 10% of people like to sext alone? If you're a B2B company, then you should know that 59% of executives say that they would rather watch a video than to read a text. And in social media, video wins every time too. In fact, social media posts get 48% more views when they're videos and generate 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. The sixth step is to format your blog posts so that they're more scannable. Okay, so this is super simple. Do this every time. Keep your paragraphs no longer than 3 lines. Make the enter button your best friend. Remember, 3 lines on desktop is like 6 lines on mobile. Put another way, if you want someone to leave your blog post, write big, old, chunky, thick, husky paragraphs. The thicker the better, no spaces, all thickness. Use bullets and numbered lists like in this video to organize and to break up your information. Use bolded words to direct your reader's attention. If you follow these 3 things, they're gonna make your emails and your advertisements and your long form posts way easier and more fun to read. Now, as promised, here are 2 bonus things that you can do to boost your results without having to create any new content. Bonus, 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 bonus! Repurpose old content to make it into long form content. Now, should you repurpose all that old stuff you wrote? Hell yeah! 100 times yes. Following these guidelines is guaranteed to help your content perform better. Have a blog that is slowly falling in ranking? Give it a makeover by adding some video and some image or going into more depth. Have a post that is on the verge of ranking on the first page? Get some expert quote contributors and change the formatting. Keep the URL slug the same, but just change and freshen up the content. Oh, blog, when they see this makeover, they're going to be smitten. Upgrading your content is one of the most low effort things that you can do to have a huge impact on your digital marketing and your bottom line metrics. The second thing you can do here is to repurpose your blog for LinkedIn. Take your long form piece and repost it into LinkedIn in another way to get the most mileage from your blog post. Think about your LinkedIn profile like a web page. Oh damn, you just landed on my LinkedIn page. Let me show you how awesome I am. You want it to be filled up with valuable information that gives insight into who you are and to what you know. Having your long form content directly on LinkedIn allows people to consume your post or video right where they are. No need to click to another site. This also increases your credibility when you reach out to influencers. So I've noticed that when I'm doing outreach for an article, my LinkedIn profile gets a ton of hits. I see you creeping on me, influencers. I see you. Having quality content on your profile helps people know that you are actually and currently producing quality content. If you want to see my detailed blog post that this video is created after, then click the link in the description box. And if you want to see my fabulous fallacies, then stay tuned for my bloopers. How do you create content that your readers don't want to leave? Why did I sound like I was confused? First, you need to make sure that your LinkedIn page is robust so that when an influencer looks concepts into more simple formats. What's that word I wanted to use? Increasing the effectiveness. The sixth step is to format your blog. The sixth step is to